Right, guys, it's Jacob on the one up top, and today we're going to be previewing West Ham, who host Arsenal. And I've got my mate Mannerz Ogheura, who's going to help me out with that. I'm still looking for some Arsenal fans, so if any of you want to jump on, please let us know. But as I do, which I'm going to continue to do, we start with the home team, and obviously the home team are West Ham. So, Mannerz, after the performance at Old Trafford, where the first half you kind of reiterated in the last podcast that it weren't great in the first half, and if you'd played the whole game the way you did in the second half, you probably would have got a result at United. How do you feel Moisey and the squad are gonna take that game and bring it into this home game against Arsenal?
Well, I'm hoping he would learn a couple of lessons from that last game. Put out your strongest squads. At the end of the day, it's not often that Arsenal are playing West Ham as a top six club, is it? So and we got to make it count as well. At the end of the day, it's a game in hand. So whatever happens, he's got to put out a strong squad. Only problem is midfield. Fornals is still out. Defense, we still got Ogheura out, Yarmolenko's out, Masuaku's out. The latter two, not that bothered about them, if I'm honest. Yarmolenko's not done anything this season anyway, so not really missing a great much out of him. Masuaku, on his day, can be a half decent left back or a left wing, but Cresswell's filled that position comfortably this season. As everyone can probably already see from his performances, he's been outstanding for us. So I don't think he's going to find his way back in the squad. But start a strong squad from the outset, from kickoff, and hopefully, I think we'll turn Arsenal over.
And you see that now you said Cresswell. This is something I was going to mention to you in the last one we did with Charlie. That whenever it's in England, they've got issues with a left back. He never gets mentioned, but for me, he's always a 7 out of 10. His delivery's better than most left backs. He reminds me of Leighton Baines. Remember Leighton Baines when he was at Everton?
Yeah, Everton.
Solid left back, 7 out of 10. Delivery was brilliant. You could probably get him on a couple of free kicks. Do you know what I mean? I think he's as good as what Leighton Baines was. But whenever we've got issues with left back, as in the England squad, I remember there's one time there was Luke Shaw out of form. Saka was injured. Who else there? Ben Chilwell was injured. And instead he played Trippier out there when Cresswell was fully fit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He didn't even pick Cresswell in the squad. I think Cresswell's on form probably. He's been better than Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell's been crap for Chelsea, so I don't understand why.
100%.
Luke Shaw deserves to be in that position right now at the top, but for me, second best left back's been Cresswell, and they want to play Saka there, but we all know Saka plays in the front three for Arsenal. So you're Saka, you rely on him to get goals, not play on the left back. So I think he's a great player. And when you're looking at it now, I've just mentioned Saka. The likelihood is you're going to have Saka up against Cresswell. So that would be
absolutely. Well, he's due back, isn't he? This on Sunday. So I think Saka, Mm-hmm. So he's due to start on Sunday, tomorrow. We'll see what happens, mate. It'll be a good battle anyway. Whatever happens, I reckon.
That's what I'm saying. It's a London derby. It's like you said. I don't think there's ever been a season where West Ham have gone into this game, one as favourites and two as being like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 places above Arsenal if they win it. So
that's it. Yeah.
If we're gonna go, obviously we've got to be fair. So if we look at Arsenal, they obviously turned us over last weekend, and me being fair, I love football before everything. I think Arsenal played really well. If you allow Arsenal to have loads of time on the ball, it don't matter if you're Man City, Liverpool or Fulham, it don't matter who you are, they have got the technicians in there to just pick you off and score goals. Now the issue with Arsenal is if you push them back towards their goal, that means you're relying on their defense, which isn't their strongest point. Their strongest point is their attack. You're seeing last week they didn't even have Aubameyang, and they turned Tottenham over and made Tottenham look terrible. Tottenham aren't exactly the greatest team at the moment, but Arsenal turned them over and made them look very ordinary without their main talisman. So I think if Moisey learns from the United game, puts some support up there with Antonio, pushes Arsenal back towards their goal, I generally think you get the win. But if you go in there and respect Arsenal for their name rather than their form at the minute, then you're probably best hoping for a draw and maybe losing, because that's what Leicester did. Leicester sat off Arsenal and Arsenal picked them off, and I watched that game, and Arsenal could have beaten them 6 or 7-1, just
Could
because
have.
you let Arsenal play. But now if you got
That's
imagine
right.
Miguel Antonio, no matter what combo Arsenal put at the back, it don't matter who you are, you ain't had a Miguel Antonio running at you with support. And it's very easy to defend against him if he's just running on his own against the whole back four. So I think
Yeah.
you're right in saying put your strongest team out there,
Yeah.
attack Arsenal.
As long as we put players on the pitch that are going to give Antonio the ball, as long as he can get fed that ball, Antonio, as we all know, he will do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
Get into the box, he'll score. You got to feed him the ball, and that was the problem against United in the last game. He was up top on his own. No one's feeding the ball through to him. Couldn't get the ball down the wing, and lo and behold, well, yeah, granted, United only lost by an own goal.
Mm-hmm.
According to some people, that was an absolute whooping, but I don't know where that come from. But anyway,
It
but
feels
yeah,
weird
no,
speaking to you without Charlie in the bottom giving it.
yeah.
You two make me laugh, man. I swear. But
So yeah, looking for. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic about tomorrow. I'm hoping. Looking at how we've played throughout the season this season. Yeah, last week, fair enough. Didn't get a result, but we've been on form. I reckon we deserve to be in a position we're in. No doubt about it.
oh, definitely, yeah, definitely.
Declan Rice, Lingard both got their England call-ups. I think rightly so. Fully
Definitely.
deserved that, I think. Cresswell, in all honesty, should have got it as well. I just can't quite work that one out based on current form.
This is what I'm saying. And with Gareth Southgate and England managers going back, it's like if we wake up in the morning and Cresswell's playing for Arsenal or he's playing for Tottenham or Man City, he ain't even got to have a game.
No.
Gareth Southgate picks him up. But for some reason, in my eyes, he's the best English left back. Well, not the best, the second best at the minute on form. It shouldn't matter whether he's playing for West Brom, who are relegated, or Sheffield United. If he's the best,
or Gillingham,
second best, or Gillingham, he's playing for Gillingham. Oh man, you know what I mean? He ain't going to get nowhere near the squad. But I generally feel sorry for him, and there's a few players as well, because like Miguel Antonio, he's had to. Obviously we all know that you're a British citizen and you're actually Jamaican, but I don't understand how. He's been left out. Like I was talking to Simon and Mitch the other day about, they were talking about Bamford versus Ollie Watkins. But for me, as Miguel Antonio had a better season than both of them.
Hands down.
But there you're saying. So why is it a discussion out of them two when Miguel Antonio has got the pace of Watkins and he's probably got as many goals as Bamford? But he's gonna be in the World Cup playing with the Reggae boys.
I don't get it. Yeah, exactly.
It's
Absolute madness.
But like I said, if Miguel Antonio is playing for Man United, gets called up tomorrow.
Straight up. Yeah, gets called in straight away.
So
don't get it, mate. It is what it is. But you know what? I'm sure we will do pretty damn well with the Reggae boys, don't you reckon?
Yeah. Have you seen the
top boy out there?
Have you seen the list of players that Jamaica are looking to bring in that England have ignored? I looked at that and thought, mate, you put them in your squad, they'll give anybody a game. They'll probably give England the game because they'll know all the players.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, I've not seen the list though.
There was who did they have on there? They had Andre Gray. They had Ezri Konzo plays for Villa.
Yeah.
They had I'll try and share the list with you in the WhatsApp group. I looked at that and thought there's some good players there. They might not have been good enough for England because England have got a wealth of players, but there's a couple of them, like Miguel Antonio should have been in the squad ages ago, but for whatever reason, Gareth doesn't like to pick him. So, but so before we go, mate, I'm going to touch a bit on Arsenal again because obviously there's Arsenal fans that want to listen. I feel that they have turned the corner. If they do beat us, West Ham on the weekend, they won't be looking. Top four isn't written off if they win, but they'll be looking at that thinking, there was a point in the season where Arsenal was 17th, and we all thought, cool, imagine if Arsenal get relegated. So for them as a fan base, for them to there was loads of Tottenham fans giving it about Arsenal fans. So as much as it's not everything, they'll be looking at that thinking we were 17th and finished above Spurs, who were top of the league at one point. But
Yeah.
if you take Spurs out of the situation, top 6 finish for Arsenal, but considering where they were from, and if they were to pip teams like, let's say they pipped West Ham, or they pipped Chelsea or Everton, Spurs, Villa, they pipped all them teams. For me, that's a good season. And I look at them in the Europa League, they can still concentrate on winning that. So, if you're an Arsenal fan, you don't want to be in the Europa League, but if you go and finish 6th and then win the Europa League, you finish 6th and you're in the Champions League. So
Yeah.
I think they were doing that. But I think if everybody goes, if I'm going to go based on how Arsenal play and how you should be playing, and if Moisey changes his mind and says I'm going to go full throttle, I would lean towards a very good game for a start. It's going to be very entertaining with them two teams playing against each other full throttle. But I would go with either a West Ham 2-1 or a 2-2. It all depends on Moisey. If Moisey goes full throttle from the off, I think you guys can win the game. If Moisey sits off, you're going to get spanked. But if I was going to sit my chest on it and just imagine what's going to happen, I'd probably just say 2-2, because you don't know what Moisey's going to do. If Moisey rang me today and said, "Yep, don't worry about it, Jake, I ain't going to do what we did at Old Trafford," I'd say, all right, then you're going to win that. But I'd put my, if I was doing a bet anyway, I'd say 2-2. But what's your view on that?
Yeah. Well, listen, mate, my heart tells me 6-0.
6-0.
But my head, I'll be honest, I think it'll be a tight game tomorrow. I think there will be some goals, but I think we might just edge it because of our defence and our defensive midfield. So I think if we can keep, I think Aubameyang's due to start tomorrow as well, by all accounts. So if we can keep them quiet, continue doing what we're doing defensively, feeds Antonio, possibly. Well, of course, we've got the great Lingard back tomorrow as well. So yeah, like I said, mate, I think my mind's telling me realistically we're probably going to. I'm going 2-1.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight game. I can't see it being a 0-0 because there's a couple of. I just think both the sides are on form. If I remember correctly, West Ham have I think they've won 4 of their last home games. I think the only one you lost was Liverpool.
Yeah.
And with Arsenal, they've won 4 of their last 5 away, and I think the only one they lost to was Aston Villa. So if you're looking at that, you kind of think Arsenal, in terms of their away form, will be confident against most teams because they've beat Leicester at home. They've wherever they beat Tottenham, that's a galvanizer, dependent on their form. So I generally think they'll be up for it. You'll be up for it. Be a tight game.
Yeah, it should be.
And I think if someone's going to nick it, it'd be West Ham, just because you're at home and your home form is really good. So
yeah,
but we'll see.
Listen, mate, can't let them win, mate. If we let them win, that'll be their 12th double over us. So we can't let them win.
Arsenal have got quite good form on you. So yeah, like I said in the WhatsApp group, what we'll do is we'll have our weekend and that. You watch the game tomorrow, and then what we'll do, instead of catching up on a Monday, I'll give you a call an hour or 2 after the game, and we'll just it's a better conversation after the game.
Fresh in your mind, isn't it?
There you go. On Monday, you've all chilled out. You started work. You had a day of work. You're all like smiling about a West Ham loss or a West Ham win. But 2 hours afterwards, you're jumping around, didn't you? So
yeah, exactly. You're either buzzing or you're drowning in your sorrows, one or the other.
That's it, mate.
Oh, mate.
But yeah, man, have a good weekend. Give my love to the family.
And you, pal.
I'll speak to you tomorrow.
And you. Yes, brother. No worries. Come on, you heads.
I'll see you in a bit.
See ya.
Yeah.